Bethlehem, how we doing? We fired up? All right, I'm Congressman Chris Deluzio from Western Pennsylvania. If you couldn't tell from the black and yellow, I'm from Steelers country, all right? Come on. Little Eagles fans out there? Okay. All right. Look, I represent a tough congressional district. I won it twice in 22 and 24. I will tell you, the corporate bosses, the Republican bootlicker politicians, they spent millions trying to beat me. Millions. I didn't have to behave and act like some corporate shill sellout to beat them. That is not our path back to power. The Republicans ran these ads. Oh, they'd say, oh, he's delusional. The Republicans would call me some radical lefty. They call me congressman now. You've got a new congressman here? Anybody seen him? Any town halls? Is he showing up, answering any questions? If you're afraid to hear from your constituents, this ain't the job for you. You heard from your former congresswoman, who I know Susan Wild showed up when she had this job. You're going to hear from a guy from Vermont who's showing up in a little bit. I see the solidarity out there. I'll tell you, I'm a Navy guy. We got some veterans in the crowd tonight. There we go. I fought to organize a union with the steelworkers, and I know labor's in the house tonight. We got labor here? Look, whether you're on a ship, whether you're serving in Iraq, whether you're in an organizing committee, you know the power of solidarity. You know that it doesn't matter where you're from, the color of your skin, how you pray, who you love. We are all in this thing together. You look to the person next to you, to your left and your right. Is that someone whose dignity matters to you? Is that someone whose freedom matters to you? We know the oligarchs, they want to divide us. It doesn't matter whether you're coming from the big city or a mill town, farm country, or in the suburbs. We stand together. We fight for the common good. Now, we're not going to let them divide us, are we? Are we going to let them divide us? Are we going to stand together? Damn right. The oligarchs in the White House and the boardrooms, though, they know that's a power they can't buy. That's the power that you all have. And that is the power of solidarity. It's in all of us. I see it at the town halls. I see it in the streets. I see it in the picket lines. You feel that strength? That's right. And it is exactly why they want to divide us, to do what? So they can plunder our government, funnel tax giveaways to gajillionaires and huge corporations. It is reckless. Are we going to let them do it? No way. And they do it. You know this. They wrap themselves in the flag. You see their ads. They got the stars and stripes everywhere. By the way, wearing made in China MAGA hats half the time. And they try to claim they've got some monopoly on loving this country. It's not patriotic to me to try to cut and kill Social Security. It's not patriotic to me to try to kill veterans' health care in the VA. And it sure as hell wasn't patriotic to pardon January 6th rioters and cop beaters. There we go. Let them hear you. These phony patriots, they're waging a war on the American dream. They've been waging it for a long time. But I'll tell you what is patriotic: standing up as you're doing right now and fighting back. Look, I'm a 40-year-old. I'm a dad. Maybe the grays are coming soon, whatever that makes me in the world. But look, my generation and folks younger, We're the first generation of Americans since the Second World War where we don't expect to be better off than our parents. That is the American dream taken away from us. People are working longer than ever. Housing and health care is expensive. Child care is expensive. Medicine, you can't afford your lives. And I don't say the American dream just slipped away. It was stolen and ripped away from people. That out-of-control corporate power and the corrupt politicians like Trump and Musk, that's who's been taking the American dream away. Bernie and I may come from different places and have different stories, but whether you're from Vermont or the Rust Belt or anywhere else, you can see and feel that corporate power that is hurting us, that has hurt the American dream. And it's true all across Pennsylvania. I'm from Western Pennsylvania. I love where I'm from. You come with me, we'll drive along the AK Valley. You'll see what was glass manufacturing. We'll go out the Ohio River, much like here in Bethlehem. You will see the steel making and what it was that we delivered for this country. We made the steel that beat the Nazis and the fascists, that built the skyscrapers of this country. And how did they reward that hard work? They looked to find the cheapest and weakest environmental rules and worker rules. They outsourced jobs. They gutted communities like ours, looking to strip and take away our parts. You know what? Something has to matter more. That endless, reckless pursuit of profit at any cost, it is still hurting us. Here in Pennsylvania, all over the country. It's jacking up prices. It's killing small businesses. It's crushing union organizing. Something has to matter more than just profits. Our jobs, our safety, this country, our way of life. People are mad because they should be mad. We should be mad about that. And I'll be honest with you. Donald Trump understood that anger. He saw that wound in the American psyche, and what has he offered? Snake oil of hate, division, and autocracy. That's not the way forward. We're here to call out that bullshit. That is not how we go ahead. Your prescription drugs aren't costing an arm and a leg because of woke culture. That's not what hollowed out factory towns. Finding a house or buying child care is not out of reach because a trans person wants dignity and freedom in the world. That's not it. We're not going to fall for their attempts to divide us on culture wars when they've got a heel to the throats of the American people. We're not going to fall for it. It doesn't have to be like this. It really doesn't. Democrats, we used to take on the robber barons. That's what the New Deal was all about, was power for the people in this country. We broke their chokehold on our politics, and we can do it again. We still have some fight in us, don't we? Anybody here want to just roll over? Who wants to fight? I'll tell you this. When corporate power rips us off, we fight. When the American dream is under attack, we fight. When Donald Trump tramples on our Constitution, we fight. When Elon Musk tries to buy our elections, we fight. You feel that? That is your power, and we have it. We have a way forward, folks. That's the fighting spirit my party needs, to fight for hardworking people and anyone who will hurt us. And we got to make sure that people who work hard got a bigger slice of the pie, and we grow the damn pie. We can do both of these things. I will tell you something that I think we got to fight for. We got to root out this corruption in Washington. You know, I serve in the Congress. We got to ban congressional stock trading right now. You guys know it's outrageous. You're a member of Congress. You get access to sensitive information. And these folks are enriching themselves at the public's expense. We also had to get the goddamn super PAC money out of our elections. No more big corporations and billionaires buying our elections in America. No way. Look, I know you're going to hold the line. That means we got to organize, we got to get loud and stand together. When Republicans tried to rip away the Obamacare, ACA, people all over this country fought back and we held the line. I know we'll do it again when they come for Medicaid and the VA and Social Security. Let's build an economy that works for everyone, and let's start with taxing the billionaires. No more billionaire handouts, am I right? No more. And we got to have a labor movement that is strong and powerful, and I know there are union workers in the House tonight. Whether you work in a factory, behind the wheel, behind a desk, in a hospital, all hard work has dignity in this country, and we ought to respect that. And we ought to make hard work pay off. But we got to take on the villains. We know who they are. It doesn't matter if you call them oligarchs, robber barons, or corporate jagoffs. I got to bring a little Pittsburgh here. We know who they are. I know which damn side I'm on. Are you with me? Let's go. Look, I wore the uniform as a young man in my life. I was willing to risk my life for this country. And I will tell you, I see threats to our freedom right here at home. You sense them. You know them. I think we seize this moment to beat back this corporate power and the corruption, to build a more free, more just, more prosperous America, not for just some, but for all of us. And the fight that we're in, it's a righteous one. It's a fight that we gotta win. Now, there's someone here today who's been waging that righteous fight for a long time. The guy you guys came here to see. The oligarchs hate him. Oh, they really hate him. That tells you something. So I am proud to introduce a guy who doesn't need much of an introduction. Senator from Vermont, Bernie Sanders.